Thank you, Kristen. Well, hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Senator Klobuchar, Hassan, and Merkley for bringing us all together today. You know, when I was in high school, my family struggled. In fact, my father had been unemployed for 5 years. The only job he could find was below minimum wage, with tips making up the difference. My mother took in sewing, and even as a high school student, I had an after-school job. We had no money, and some days, no food. We were teetering on the brink of homelessness because all of our money, combined with those 3 jobs, barely paid the rent and a little bit left over for food. But we never were sure what tomorrow would bring. And at the end of the month, we usually ran out of money. I still remember going to the grocery store and counting out our last 5 $1 food stamps, back when they were pieces of paper, trying to buy as much bread and bologna as possible, hoping that it would be enough to last us through the end of the week when the next batch of food stamps would arrive. Let me tell you that I was only able to be elected senator. I was only able to become an Army helicopter pilot because I was able to stay in high school. Had those food stamps not been there, I would have dropped out of high school and taken a second job in order to feed my family. So let me tell you, on behalf of families like mine, on behalf of the 200,000 citizen soldiers in the United States Reserves, forces, that's Reserve and National Guard, who rely on food stamps, even though they're still serving, I beg my Republican colleagues, please don't do this. I'm only here this morning because of programs like SNAP. For millions of Americans, that basic sense of care, that basic sense of dignity is about to be stripped away. That basic sense of safety is about to be ripped from under their feet. And what is at stake? That's what's at stake if bills like the ones that my colleagues are talking about passes our chamber. That is what is at risk if Donald Trump and Senate Republicans get away with enacting legislation whose goal seems to be cruelty simply for cruelty's sake in order to fund the richest among us. They're snatching away health care and SNAP benefits from countless families. Those hospitals that will shut down should these Medicaid cuts go through. Not only will we be lacking the health care in rural communities, but also oftentimes the largest employer in a tri- or quad county area. For veterans who serve 5, 6, or 7 tours, they will also have their benefits ripped away. They're looking to rip away benefits from kids who just want to go to bed without their stomachs growling. For moms who are working double shifts, who wake up every morning terrified that, thanks to the GOP's Medicaid cuts, they won't have enough money to cover both their insulin and their rent. I am pissed off, and I hope that everyone here is as well. My Republican colleagues should be ashamed, and I am certainly ashamed of them. And I urge every one of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle who claim to care about veterans or families when they're on the campaign trail to actually spend a half a second proving it when the rubber hits the road. And to join me in voting hell no against this abomination that they're trying to call legislation. I'm out of time, so let me just close by making sure to thank everyone here for being my partner in this fight. Having each and every one of you on the front lines means so much to so many, myself, but also all of those Americans out there who did not vote for the "we're all going to die anyway, let's put our kids to bed hungry, let's cut education" policy. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Susan Cressley, President of the American Academy of Pediatrics. Thanks for being here.